What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and welcome to Empire Season 5, Episode 7, Treason, Stratagems, and Spoils. I want to thank everybody that supports my work at patreon.com/Jaymoorereviews, and also everybody that supports me at paypal.com. And please subscribe. If you haven't already, click the like button and let's get into it. Now, when we come in, we see the three black divas, and they're in the studio trying to make another hit. You see Gina, she's looking like a little China doll. You got Jill not trying to blow, and they all rocking the studio, and it seems like they may be on the thing for a comeback. They got a little hit working. Everybody's looking. Lucia's happy. Everybody in the studio, Cookie, everybody. And so next thing you know, Lucius is looking to see what Kingsley reaction is, and he doesn't seem too impressed. He's in the corner playing with his Microsoft. And so next thing you know, the ladies is wrapping up. Everybody's happy, and once they come on in, Lucius, he says, "So what's up? That's a hit. What do you think?" And Kingsley looks and he's like, "No." And he like, "What do you mean, nope?" And he like, "Oh, what? You thought because the divas was working with Cookie and Lucius that they had a hit? I don't think so." And he like, "Man, what are you talking about? That's a hit." And so even Giselle's like, "Did you just hear this? That's a good song. What are you talking about?" And so then she comes in and she's like, "What's going on here?" He like, "We're going upstairs." And so everybody's upset. She like, "Well, y'all ain't going upstairs without me." And so we see them upstairs having the meeting. And Cookie and Lucius is explaining, and Lucius is like, "Hey, we need to go ahead and get some money for promotion, and we're putting together a little showcase with our groups, and we want the divas to headline." And then Kingsley's like, "No, we're not going to do it." And they like, "What do you mean?" He like, "That sounds like your problem." And they like, "What do you mean?" He like, "You don't want to make money? Like, the divas, there's no money to be made. You don't want to start a pissing contest with me, Lucius. You'll lose." Lucius like, "What? You crazy?" And then Cookie like, "Nope, Lucius, everything, they beneath us here. We need to leave." He like, "Yeah, this whole place is beneath me." And so next thing you know, we see Jamal with Sexy with Chocolate, and he's asking Jamal for some money for pizza. He like, "Oh, I thought you was cooking. I hope it's extra sausage." And he like, "Oh yeah, and pepperoni. By the way, what you thought I was cooking? You thought I was your ex-boyfriend, and that's not me." He like, "Yeah, I know." He like, and then they go to get the pizza, and next thing you know, it's a little white woman, so he know that's the wrong address. And he like, "Can I help you?" And she like, she just walks in, give him a hug, and she just comes in, and then she sees Jamal. She like, "Jamal, hi." And he like, "Oh, Winter, hi, how you doing?" So he walks on over, and she dig in her little pocket and pull out a little pixie dust and sprinkle it all on the floor. And so he like, "Man, what is this?" And she like, "It never gets old." And she like, "I come here to work on my album. You left me all alone, and now I'm going to come here and work on my album, Jamal." And he's looking like, "What?" And she like, "Yeah, this was going to be great." And so Jamal is looking at his boo, and he like, "Well, I guess so." And so next thing you know, back at Empire, right when Cookie and Lucius was about to leave, Cookie is convincing Lucius, "Hey, you know what? This is a good move. Maybe we should go back. This breaks the dam. We can get other artists and manage them. Let's go back up there." So at the same time they're talking, Giselle is talking to Kingsley. "Hey, we can let Cookie and Lucius do all the work, and we make all the money. You wanted to bring them back in the fold a week or two ago. What's wrong now?" And so both women is working on the men. And so meanwhile, Cookie is starting to convince Lucius. He say, "Hey, we can get this money. We can get other artists that's already signed and manage them. Let's go." So they go back upstairs, and Lucius like, "Hey man, look, let's make this money. Now, if you want to be a part of something bigger than you, trust me." Giselle give him the look, and Cookie's giving him the look. And so they both give each other the look, and then they both agree to let's go and make this money and work together. And so Giselle and Cookie are both happy they got their men to do a good deal. Meanwhile, Cookie is at home and she's back on Instagram and she's giving everybody a little cute little thing, message, and you see Portia like, well, you need to pour out some more info. She said, I never said I was gonna open a vein every time I get on. Besides, every time I use this lip gloss, you get a check, we get a check, everybody get a check. She did a little Oprah, everybody happy. Then meanwhile, her sister's trying to get her Twitter stuff together, and right when she was getting ready to show her some things, it started to glitch up. And so they like, what's going on? And she like, I don't know. And so she like, I lost everything. And so her sister Vivica calls her baby over, Franklin, and he comes on over and they like, Franklin, what happened? He like, this is a B glitch. They like, what's a B glitch? He like, a B stands for bitch. I'll get it out of here. Cookie like, yeah, get that bitch up out of here. And so everybody laughing or whatever. And so he's working hard and she like, girl, you do it good. He's so handsome and smart. She like, oh, thank you, Cookie. And so meanwhile, we see at the courthouse, you see Quincy, and she's talking with the lawyer, Quincy's mom talking with the lawyer. And he's saying, hey, maybe in a couple months, we may be able to get some things changed, but I'm sorry for now. She like, I don't have a couple months. And then Andre's coming. She's a little upset. Andre like, hey, look, I promise you, we're going to get him out of there. We're not going to stop. She like, you promise? And he like, yeah, come on, let's go. And he put his arm around Andre. He making a little move. Meanwhile, we see young Winter, and she got the soul of a black woman in here. I mean, she is blowing right here. Cookie even blown away on the couch. She like, whoa. And she just getting hit. This woman, I mean, she really can sing. I don't know if it really was her or not, but she sound like a sister. And so when it cuts, Cookie, she the #1 fan. She, whoa, girl, what is that? What black woman done raised you? And so she started laughing or whatever. She said, it was Jamal. He just brings it out of me. I don't know. She said, well, girl, I don't know what happened, but you at the right place. And Jamal like, Ma, calm down. She like, no, just let the Lions manage you. You come here, then you get in the Lyon family management, and your world is gonna change. And he like, Ma, she already has the management. She's with me. And he like, I know, but you brought her here. And he like, all right, Ma, come on. Let us finish this. You go ahead. All right, come on, guys. Meanwhile, we see Giselle and Becky got the guns out, like sun's out, and so she's telling Becky about making the moves, and every move ain't bad. And Becky like, girl, remember the last high yellow girl making them moves, what happened? And she ended up crashed through a table dead. She say, what, I look like Boo Boo Kitty to you? I'm smarter than her. And besides, if we get Lucius to scare Kingsley straight, then that's good. If Kingsley get out of Lucius and they get the divas straight, then it's good. Either way, we win. She said, girl, you better be careful. You playing with fire. She said, maybe you need to try to make some moves yourself. You know you'd be a lot further if you did. All moves ain't bad. And Becky sitting there looking like, And she said, yeah, you need to go ahead and try to get some upward mobility. And then Becky like, yeah, whatever, girl. We'll see how it works out for you. Meanwhile, we see back at the Lyon family, we see Cookie done made a little food for the crew. She giving old girl some soul food. She like, this was great. She say, yeah. And she like, I don't know how I'm gonna get back home. And she like, well, don't worry. Once you sign with us, all those dreams are gonna disappear. And so Jamal calls his people back. And so they get back to work. Winter and the Winter Soldier and everybody in the crew. And Jamal like, hey, Ma, what's up? I asked you stop talking about Proposition My Artist. She like, oh, that girl got a voice. She gotta get her signed. He like, she is signed. She's with me. She like, oh, so that's how it is. What's yours is yours and what's mine is yours. He like, no, I'm saying, Ma, you Proposition My Artist behind my back. She like, boy, I ain't doing nothing behind your back. I'm right here in your face. What's the problem? What is this all about? He like, look, why when we talk about business, I'm always a boy? I'm not a boy, and I'm a man. And Cookie like, whatever. She like, I'm a man with my own place and artist and a fiance, Mom. getting married. And so she like, what? And she gave the look, and she like, he like, yeah, I'm me and Kai. She like, oh, and what is this you talking about doing something behind the back? What is this then, huh? He like, look, ma, okay, you should just be happy. And so she reluctantly happy, got her lip poked out, and she like, give him a little smack on the back while he giving her a little hug. He like, you know, Cookie Lion, you a beast. And so while he leaving, her sister come in, and so she talking and whatever, and when she grabbed her little drink for her coffee, Cookie happened to look at her hand and saw her sleeve that somebody then grabbed her wrist and put the death grip on her hand, because her wrist is all bruised up. And Cookie immediately is alarmed, but she know her sister is how she is, so she doesn't say anything just yet. She's trying to understand what she gonna do. So later on, she sees her other sister watching the bathroom, and she like, Candace still in there? And she like, yeah, girl. She said, what's going on? You see her wrist? Somebody beating on her. She said, and so yeah, and so then Candace come out, and they like, Candace, who hitting on you? She like, excuse me? And she try to walk past. They like, let me see your sleeve. And she like, I will not. And they like, yeah, they thinking it's her husband that's hitting on her. And she like, no, I will not. You better mind your own business. Nobody is hitting on me. They like, Candace, it's okay. You could tell us. She said, I don't have anything to tell. You need to go ahead and mind your business. And Cookie trying to get all stone-faced serious with her. And she said, I am serious. Leave it alone. And so she's walking away. And then right when she was getting ready to leave, she stopped and she said, I will say one thing. If either of you try to get in my business again, I'll kick both of your ass. And so then she turned away, and Cookie and her sister like, yeah, somebody beating her ass. And so meanwhile, back at Empire, we see Kingsley, and he's in the office, and Becky and Lucius, and so they're all talking about what's going on, and he's playing the music, and Becky is all happy. She's sitting there on the couch built like a mattress, and everybody, Kingsley's trying to tell Lucius about the song that they listening to, and he's saying it's not gonna work. It doesn't have the certain keywords that women responds to the audience. And Lucius like, what are you talking about? That's a hit. Do you hear it? And he texts it to her. Becky see it. She like, whatever. As soon as she see it, she get rid of it, the keywords. And he's trying to explain to Lucius about the keywords if they're in the music and the song that women and different people respond to it. He like, well, if I put this in, I'm gonna have to rework the whole song. And Becky is sitting there knowing that this is garbage that Kingsley's doing. And he like, well, if anybody can do it, I'm sure the great Lucius Lyon can pull it off. And Lucius know right there, he playing with him right now. Meanwhile, we see Andre, and he's with his new boo, and they going through pictures of Quincy, trying to pick out the right one for the poster. And so he's saying, hey, look, Quincy's not going to be left in there, I promise you. And while he's looking through the pictures, he notices one picture stand out, and he like, hey, is this Quincy's father right here? She like, yeah, we broke up, he was in jail, and I think I might have, if he was around, he could have protected him. I think I might have had my son go to jail. And Andre like, oh no, don't say that, don't think that. And she like, I don't know, I should have did more. He like, look, we are going to do everything we can to get him out. And next thing you know, they start tongue wrestling, and one thing leads to another. Meanwhile, back at the Lyon's house, we see Hakeem and his crew. He's sitting there getting drunk or whatever, and then he tell them, hey, that's enough for me. I got to get up early in the morning for the kids. So they start laughing. I never thought I'd see the day of that. And then he like, well, it is. Meanwhile, Chicken talking about, meanwhile, Blake then posted a diss track. He saw yours, and he like, I took mine down. They like, the internet's forever, dude. Anyway, here's his diss track. He posted. Let's hear it. And so Hakeem come on over there, and they begin to play it. And Blake, he going ham on him, talking about how he with his girl, he took his woman, how he a chump, and they used his famous drip drop beat and flipped it, called it flip flop. And so Hakeem, he's salty right now, and Blake really did get him. He got him good on there, and even his crew know it. They looking at Hakeem like, okay, this means war. So now he's sitting there trying to brainstorm. He like, yo, what's some ideas, y'all? And they like, man, I don't know. Blake ain't really got nothing going on. He ain't got no woman. He ain't got nothing. Maybe you should talk about that. He like, you know what? Give me my phone. They like, what, you just gonna freestyle? He like, yeah, something like that. So he get his little chesticles out, and he gets the phone. He like, yo, what's up, world? I know y'all waiting on this diss track, but y'all gonna be waiting a long time because it ain't one coming. I'm here with my family. This was more important to me. So, hey, y'all, I'm done. This will sell records for a little bit, and then it's forgotten. Peace, and I'm out. And so Chicken, she looking like, what did you just do? And he like, man, what I should have did. I'm going to check on my babies. And so he go and leave, and the crew is just stunned, like, what the hell? Meanwhile, at the pen, we see Andre. He's going to see his little goon, and he like, yo, what's up? He like, hey, man, how you doing, man? How's Quincy doing? He all right? He like, oh, yeah, he all right. You know, I take care of him, keep an eye on him. He like, oh, well, that's good, man. He like, Dre, why you still trying to do for Quincy? He like, because I should. And I will. He like, I need a favor from you right now. And so he like, what is it? He like, it's not an easy one. And he like, I'm listening. And so meanwhile, they cut back to the Lyons family house, and we see Candace on the phone and Cookie and everybody talking. And so they trying to make up and talk and get over everything. And so she was a little stone faced at first, but eventually Cookie brought her over. She like, look, girl, it's okay, we get over it. And so we move on. And so they cool. And so she called Franklin over. Franklin come over. He like, Mom, Dad's here. And she like, what? And so she go over there, and it's her husband. And she like, what are you doing here? He like, I tried to get my black suit, but the locks were changed. I need to get the keys. She like, you need to leave. And he like, I need to get my stuff. You changed the lock. And so she was coming towards him, and then looked like she stepped back, and Cookie watching this the whole time. And she like, you need to go now. And so Cookie like, you need to leave. He like, this ain't none of your business. You need to stay out of this. And she like, this is my house. And so she getting all loud right now and ignorant. And so Candace turns to little Franklin, and so she like, give your father your keys. He like, I don't want to. She like, give him the keys, just do it. And so he goes over and gives him the keys reluctantly. He's scared, like dude about to beat him up. And so as he give him the keys and dude leaves, he comes and everybody is looking, and she like, what are you guys looking at? This is what divorce looks like, okay? And so she's upset, and she getting ready to close the door, and then Frankie is calling, and he like, Mom, I don't want to go there. He's going to be there. So then she's like, it's okay, son. It's okay. We'll be all right. He like, Mom, he's in our house. I don't want to go there. He needs to leave. We need to go. And so he's looking all worried and scared, and Cookie and them like, It look like Kevin is beating on both of them. Meanwhile, back at Empire, we see Kingsley hard at work, and then Lucius walk up. He like, can I help you? He like, hey, if we're going to work together, we need to break bread. Come to my house. He like, really? You're inviting me to your house? He like, I'm not going to ask again. He like, okay, Lucius. All right. He like, all right, I'll see you there. And so Lucius walk off, and Kingsley, he starts to look into his little box, pulls out his little picture, and he's looking at his little photograph again. So next thing we know, we see Kingsley going to visit his mother. And so he's going to see her. He walks in, hey, Ma, how's it going? I hope everything's good. Good news. The monster has invited me into his lair. Yeah. He thinks he can ambush me. He just doesn't know. I'm gonna make him pay for what he did to you. Yeah, I'm gonna make him pay, Mom. And so later on, we see back at the Lyon home, they getting the dinner ready. Cookie and everybody is all around the table, serving it up family style. And Kingsley walks in, and they like, "Oh, okay, Jeff, how you doing? Come on in." And so he's like, "Oh, I didn't know the whole family would be here." They like, "Oh yeah, we don't have no servants no more, so go on and get you a plate." And then Cookie say, "Y'all know Jamal married?" And he gave her a hug, and they like, everybody know. They like, "Yeah, you late." She like, "Is that right? He ain't want it on Instagram." And they like, "Oh, I'm a change maker." And then Kingsley like, "Yeah, I've seen some of your posts. It's pretty good. And so he like, Lucius like, "So what's up, man? What's with you in the music? Why Empire? How'd you get into it?" He like, "Well, I grew up with the music. My mom played it all the time. She said it was like the new Motown. And so, I love the music. I always grew up with it." And so everybody, he say, "How about you? How'd you go from selling drugs to doing this?" Everybody started looking at him side eye. Hold up. He like, "No, it's okay. I mean, yeah, I have kids to feed, so I'm not going to be ashamed of that. But I did turn it around, and after we done eating, I'll show you what I did for my kids." And so then they show him in the studio. He got his little guitar out and he's playing. He like, "Yeah, now let me show you what Jamal will do. And when he gets in, he adds a new dimension to everything." And so he starts singing la da da da. And so he started doing his little song, and then he like, "And when Hakeem comes, it's just a whole nother level." And then Hakeem come in and he start flowing, and he start doing his thing. And Lucius liking that. He like, "Hey, that was pretty good." And Kingsley, he's looking, and he like, "And yeah, even Jamal and Andre, you give him a problem, he'll come up with a solution 1,000 different ways. See, I put that in my kids, and I'm just saying, if you had the music in you, just get out the way and let us do our thing, okay?" And so he gets back up. He like, "Do that again. I like that." Meanwhile, they get back and they having a good time making the music, and Kingsley is sitting there watching. And then next thing you know, he cracks a smile as if he enjoyed himself. And so later on, Cookie and Lucius is talking. He like, "Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work with Kingsley, but it looked like it did." And then here come her sister. She like, "What y'all doing? Y'all need to get back to work. Y'all, this a place of business." And so then Lucius like, "Yeah, you right. I gotta go, babe." And she like, "Where's Candace? She ain't answer the phone or nothing." And she like, "That ain't right. Let's go get her. If Kevin there, we gonna kill him." And so meanwhile, we see Andre, and they got the little Justice for Quincy poster. He like, "Hey, there you go. Good job." And she like, "Yeah, you think it's gonna work? You don't think it's too much?" And also, about the other night, I just want to concentrate on Quincy first until he's out. It just doesn't seem right. He like, "It's okay. I understand." She like, "Okay, good. Yeah, thank you, Andre." Like, "No problem." Then she get a phone call, and she like, "Yeah, hello? What? You serious? Are you serious? I can't believe it." And she like, "Quincy's getting out. Somebody inside, they confessed to it, and he's getting out. I can't believe it." And meanwhile, we see back at the hospital, Kingsley, he's talking to his mama. You should have saw him. He had paraded his family out in front of us. It was like a minstrel show. "Dad, I'm going to make you pay for what you did." And then he tears the poster up. He said they was shucking and jiving, and then she kind of cracks a smile. Meanwhile, we see Cookie and her sister pull up at the house, and when they get out the car, they can hear stuff breaking and things, so they run on in. Candace, what's going on? Where you at?" Then they see stuff tore up everywhere, and then next thing you know, we see her son kicking her like he was Jackie Chan, beating his mama and beating her, kicking her to death, and she's sitting there crying, getting stomped on like it was Stomp the Yard. And Cookie come and grab him and pull him off, and she like, "Get off of her." So she tries to push him off, and he pushed Cookie down to the ground, and then he go back to choking his mama, and this rice-skinned boy then went crazy. He choking his mama and screaming he gonna kill her and everything. And so then the other sister go and get a damn coat rack and try to bang him with it, and so he starts to get hit a few times while he's still choking his mama. He turned his attention towards the sister, so now they fighting, and Cookie come and runs up and punch him in the face. And so he after he get punched in the face, he take it, turn around, and then he haul off and punch Cookie right in the face like she was a dude in front of the liquor store. And Cookie fell out on the floor. He laid her out, and that was real messed up. And so the two sisters get it together, and they go run and hide in the closet while they left Cookie laid out on the floor defenseless. And so he's trying to bang and beat the door down like it was The Shining, and he Jack Nicholson in this piece. And so Cookie, she stumbles to the floor, grabs her phone, calls the police, because I mean, they women, what else could they do? They need help. This boy is crazy. And so he's banging, I'm gonna kill you, come out of there. And so Candace and the other sisters both scared, and so he's about to break the door down. I mean, he could kill them with that lamp. And so he's just won't stop. He won't calm down. And Cookie, she's trying to get his attention. Franklin, calm down, baby. Put it down, baby. The police is on the way. They gonna think you got a weapon. And the police pull up, and then Candace hear it. Is that the police? And she like, they coming inside. You put it down for them. I don't want them to shoot you. Just put it down. They gonna think you got a weapon. Okay, that's good. And so he's starting to come to his senses and put it down, and the police come with the tasers ready, and they like, put the weapon down. Put your hands up. And so he's putting his hands up. And so meanwhile, Cookie's trying to mediate. He don't got a weapon, don't shoot. And they ain't trying to take no chances and play with him. And so he got the light on him, and Franklin is still there. And next thing you know, he shoot him and tase him just to calm him down. He ain't gonna take the chance of fighting and wrestling with this dude. And so dude is shaking and twitching like a little pookie on the floor. Meanwhile, Cookie and the sisters all are starting to cry and say, what did you do? And Candace, what did you do to my baby? And Cookie like, well, they just tased him to calm him down. It's okay. And she like, you called the police? Cookie? And she just hauled off and punched Cookie, smacked Cookie upside the head so hard, it was harder than her son. And she just looked like she done got into a 12-round bout with Tyson. And she like, what are you doing? He's just a baby. Don't hurt him. He's okay. He's all right. He just needs some time. And she just, Cookie's trying to get herself together. Cookie is beat down bad. And they like, we taking him downtown. And so she crying, she all upset. What are you doing, Cookie? You called the police. You are no sister of mine. You are no sister of mine. And Cookie like, what I supposed to do? They was gonna kill you. He was gonna kill you. She said, I never want to see you again, Cookie. You are no sister of mine. And Cookie is sitting there, that just hurt more than that smack across the head. And she crying, and she like, he was gonna kill her. He was gonna kill her. And she just collapsed in her sister's arm. And they both know that Candace got some problems, as well as little Frankie Ocean. And meanwhile, Cookie, she gets back home, and she looks in the mirror, and she looks real beat up, and she's starting to feel real upset and bad about it. And so she goes to Instagram, and she like, hey y'all, I know I'm on here like this because I can't hide it. Somebody I love close to me did this, and no, it ain't Lucius or none of my boys or nothing, but I had to make a decision to call the police on somebody that I love to save somebody else I love. Who do we call? I was worried that they may kill him. Who do we call when we need help? Huh? Who do we call? And then she signs off her Instagram, and then she sits there and she starts to think about what transpired and begins to break down, because that was a real traumatic experience. And I mean, I really feel bad because they at the end forgot that they were women, that they wouldn't have been able to beat up her husband or the son, but they didn't come with a gun either or another man for backup. And she did the right thing in calling the police, because they had no other option. You couldn't allow that rice-skinned boy to go and beat up everybody and kill them and do all of that. And regardless of whether her sister wants to believe it or not, Cookie saved her life and may have saved his life. And so, yeah, it was hard to call the police, but she was literally had the sisters back into a corner with no other options. It's really a crazy episode with a lot of messages in it. In the end, I want to thank you for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.